tutorial starts with a song, but it's only a few seconds long.
Computer animation. Computer animation. Computer animation.
Let's get started with animation. When you're in the animation menu set here, you have an entry here, a menu called Visualize. Under Visualize, you have Create Turntable. It's a slightly misleading term, but it's nevertheless very helpful. You select an object or all objects in the scene, or only these two objects, the whole plane, for example, and move things over here, for example, just to show you how this works. Go to Visualize and create a turntable. The default is 24 frames. You better choose a higher value here. When you apply this, the perspective changes to the turntable camera, and now we just need to run the animation, and you see that the turntable turns, makes the camera turn in a circular way around the center of both selected objects. It doesn't move them to the center of the scene, it just lets them sit there and does nice things with them. The animation fades in and out, and if you select the group here, which carries the rotation of the camera here, you can select that and go to Windows and Animation Editors, and in the Graph Editor you see the slowly fading in and fading out animation. And when you select that curve and use this icon here, which breaks the tangents, you have a flat, it's not a flat, it's a straight curve without fading in and out, so you can loop the animation now without distortion. So that's the turntable. The turntable has many advantages because it's so fast and direct, but it has the problem that it's not a real problem, but you cannot really tweak the curve the camera is moving on. I show you a very simple way to animate and very effective way to animate a camera on a curve. So let's go to the top window for that purpose and create an arc. This is the icon for the arc. Under Curves and Surfaces you find the arc. You also find them under Create and Curve Tools, and here are the two kinds of arc. We use the, I think, 3-point arc with the default icon here. So let's click here, and we need to place 3 points, and the 3 points will describe well, a motion path. First one, second one, third one, and now you see already it's almost half a circle, and this is what it looks like. Let's move it a little bit up like this, and now we place a camera on that curve. Create camera, camera. In another tutorial I show you how to create a camera with an aim and animate that along a curve, and you find the link in the description below. But for this purpose, just a very simple arc-like animation of the camera, we just use the standard camera here. The camera sits in the center of the scene, and we need to attach it to that curve. In the Maya paradigm, it's always the same process. You have to select the slave first, that's the camera, and the master last with a shift key. The master is here. The camera has to follow the path of the curve. So this is the selection order, and now you go to under animation to constrain, because you're constraining the camera to something, to the curve, and go to motion path because it's moving along a path, and that's what it does now. The camera is on the path already, and very nice, it looks directly into the center of the scene, and when you check it out, it does that arc motion. Now you can change the arc as much as you like. You can move it, you can change the rotation like this, and you can scale it out whatever. And you can even prolong it, so it's not 120 frames long, which is basically 4-5 seconds, but you can extend it or make it shorter, whatever. That's more sophisticated curve manipulations then. But this is what I wanted to show you. Now let's have a look through that camera for just to round up this tutorial. How do we do this? Very simple. Let's select one of the empty, which unused windows, like this one, for example, the front window. And here in the outliner, if you don't have it, click here. Here is the outliner. You middle mouse drag the camera into that scene, and then you look through that camera. And this is what the camera does. This is already quite nice. And finally, if you want to have another kind of lens here, just increase the angle of view, and then you see a different view here. Or you could move the arc further away and scale it up, so you have basically the same effect with less distortion. Well, having said this, I will render this scene and have a nice day. Bye bye.